Hopefully the sound levels are okay for you guys. So I'm gonna get started at 2. And I won't be plugging the card in today, guys. I'm sorry about that, but I'm actually getting my Amiga repaired, which is going to be happening this weekend. So that will be with Retro Man Cave, which is quite cool. So let's just see if I can get the quality of this a bit better. Oh, it does look nice quality. Okay, and I'm just going to get the chat going. So also, I've just been in Scotland, so mind the dirt under my nails because I've been camping. And I'm going to do a short little video on this one. It should be nice though. Yeah, so we'll get kicking off. Hey Simulant, how you doing? Yes, I have the camera set up here, so we'll be able to see the new card, but I'm afraid I can't plug it in because what's happened is my mouse port is not working on my 4000 and my SIM sockets are basically, you know what happens, the little plastic clips get knocked off the SIM sockets and it's really hard to keep them in, so I've been keeping the SIM sockets in with a glue gun, which is kind of not the best example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an unboxing video on this, and then I'm going to go to Retro Man Caves this weekend, get it repaired, and then do a proper review of it, because I want to look at all of these features, see how they actually work. There'd be no point in just plugging it in today and going, oh, that looks fast. Oh, wicked. My text and stuff seems to be working. And also, check out my video with Stephen Leary. Oh, I'm so glad you ordered one because there's a limited run at the moment. So if you actually look down, we'll go a bit further down on the site. Oh, not that. We'll go a bit further down, and as you can see, they have said the Zorro versions, they're not available anymore. I guess they've just done a small batch. But these are really nice little cards. Yeah, David, I will show the card in a few minutes. I hope the level's good. Alright George, how you doing? It's been a while. Yeah, so this card for me is, wow, absolutely fantastic. I never thought we'd see ARM in Amiga. And it does so much more than a graphics card. So we've got about 10 minutes until we go. And I have my knife ready, my rubbish IKEA knife, for quality unboxing. And thanks everybody for joining the stream. I think I may be doing some DJing this weekend as well. I've also got a few videos in the works. One which is Lincolnshire Amiga Group. And another one which is doing a modification on Dan Wood's Wii U. and that is running some really fantastic stuff actually. PUAE, which is really nice. So everybody that's just joined, we're going to go in a few minutes. It started the stream too early. I hope you guys are getting a bit of the background music as well. Hope it's sounding okay. And you may hear my cats going mental at some point, because, you know, cats love the ZZ9000. Yeah, I've got my tea on. No, I'm not waiting for more viewers. I'm just waiting to go at the actual time because I don't want some people to miss it. I shouldn't have started so early. But right, I'm just gonna close the window so it won't be a second. Now, I love this card because I've always been a big Amiga 4000 fan. When I started off with Amigas, the 4000 was my first. Well, it was 2000 and then the 4000. I was always kind of a big box Amiga user. So, are you guys getting the stream okay? It seems to be slightly laggy. Let's look. I'll just change the bitrate. I like your comment. Dual 666 megahertz. Does that mean the graphics cards will deliver twice the evil? I don't know. Is it more evil than a vampire? That's what we have to say. I didn't notice that though. 666. That's pretty cool. Okay, cool. So let's look at this card. I might as well start now. There's quite a few people here. So the ZZ9000 is from MNT. Now they are really cool. They did the VA2000 before, and it looked like a really nice, powerful graphics card. And it's great to actually see cards coming out using the Zorro slots, because I've tried a lot of stuff kind of using little adapters and stuff. So Dan, for example, he got an Amiga 4000 and he filled it with all of these tiny adapters. He had the Picasso card in there, which did the automatic switching, but he had to get the SD interface, had to get the Big RAM Plus, all of that stuff. So I'm hoping that this is going to replace a lot of adapters. So let's look at some of the specs at this at the moment. So it's 1920 by 1080 FHD, and that's got a depth that goes up to 32 color bits, which is just going to be awesome because it will mean you'll be able to run it in those nice screen modes. Like for all you RTG fans, I personally like the CRT and like running it in AGA still, but that's pretty awesome because it requires no switches or anything like that. So it has a native Amiga pass-through, a scan doubler built in, and you guys will remember that scan doublers were very expensive back in the day. And the only real nice solution for a kind of scan doubler with Amiga switching was the Picasso card. So this should be really, really cool. I remember, do you remember the Ratte auto switchers? Which were like these kind of little switches that would detect which display was running and then do it within your machine, but that was massively complicated. So really happy to be having the pass-through function. Now the ARM core, this sounds amazingly interesting. So acting as a co-processor to take the load off the main CPU. So I like running an 040. I've been running a low 060. So I reckon this amazingly fast ARM coprocessor would really help. I've seen a few things where they've kind of, I guess it's implementing code maybe like AREX or something, where you're going to have specific ARM kind of programs that would be made. So maybe they'll have like Reaver Player or a video player, or they might have a version for Amiga Amp or something like that. We'll see what gets developed with that. You know, my dream would be to have a kind of, it would be like maybe have a Linux operating system running on there and then be able to use that as a window, but I don't know if that would be possible. Yeah, I think this is very different from the Vampire as well, because this seems to be a native graphics card, and I don't know if the Vampire guys are doing it for the actual big box machines. And yeah, this ARM processor seems like a very nice idea. The Ethernet interface, absolutely ideal. That's what we need to get the Amiga online, because that's always been very expensive. The SDR interface will be for firmware updates, but you know, you can use SD card adapter on the IDE, so that should be fine. And also it's for the 2000, 3000 and 4000, so it's got the different compatibilities with the Zorro slots. Now I don't know if Zorro 3 is a bit faster with the card. I'd assume it might be. And this is what I love most. Drivers, firmware and schematics will be open sourced, and that means that development will continue, which is good. Oh, this card runs a Linux core in the background from MEM. Wow. Wow. That will be absolutely fantastic. I could see this as being a new area for NG maybe. ARM integration, because I've seen a lot of the stuff with the BBCs and running alongside Raspberry Pis, which is pretty awesome. Also comes with necessary cables and a metal slot bracket, which is good because you don't want it to start wobbling about. Includes SDK, great, and examples for running the ARM code. So you know, people will be able to port stuff, they'll be able to boost it. Ramon says expensive. I think the cards is kind of good value for money, because if you bought all of these adapters separately, then you know it's going to cost you that. I think my mate Dan, he basically set up an Amiga 4000 and it cost him about £700 in getting all the extra things like the big RAM and the Ethernet cards. So I think it's quite a nice deal. Now I guess you guys might be able to use this if you could use some of those crazy Zorro adapters for the 1200 or something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the unboxing at the actual time. So I shall unbox in a minute. But yeah, what I want to do is get this card and then do a big review of it. And yeah, retro hardware is overpriced, totally. And also, Amiga 4000s have always been very expensive. Big box Amigas, they were like the Mac Pro of back in the days. So we've got some people joining. We'll go through this in a minute. I'm sure I'll be able to do some zoom-ins of the card as well. I hope that the Ethernet is very fast. That will be really nice. And they're saying here the USB ports will not be active at shipping time. That seems fine. I guess you know, they might need to put Poseidon on there or something. But getting USB on Amiga is it's already a road that's been trodden. So. Yeah, well, they are called 4000 for a reason. Yeah, they were very, very expensive machines back in the days. Also, all the cards were kind of pretty expensive. So, here is the card. And you can see my knife here. Which is an IKEA knife, of course. I've not opened the seal yet. So, this is going to be hard because I'm basically at the side. This is a nice MNT sticker, and it came packaged in a. I will show you. With the polyballs. I'm sure LGR hates them. Peanuts, that's what they're called. Polystyrene peanuts. Yeah, I like the box. It's presented well. So let's get this underway. Now I'm going to have to try and do this without killing myself. And I'm sorry, Lucas, if you're watching this and I'm using this rubbish knife. Right, let's see what's inside, guys. Ooh, look at this. So what have we got here first? Let me just put this down. That's pretty cool. I think that could go nicely on my Amiga, this MNT sticker. There's another sticker here, and these stickers are quite nice quality, actually. They're like plasticky vinyl, which is nice. And I really like that one, actually. That's got to go somewhere on my Amiga 4000. Now there's a manual here, which is quite nice, actually, and it's in colour. Wow. Okay, so you get schematics as well, which is pretty awesome. There's also stuff about how to install it, the software installation, so that's another part of it. This isn't just going to work in a kind of plug and play way. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to install some software so that stuff like the basic ARM will work. So they're saying, you know, you've got the stack here for TCP/IP. You can also download latest packages. It does Picasso 96 for the RTG, which we kind of guessed anyway. And yeah, so that's a nice little manual. It says it's got the package contents, which is the actual card, mounting bracket, 128 megabyte SD containing the latest firmware. So it actually comes with the latest firmware on an SD card. That's nice, considering that you don't have to go out and buy the SD card and do it yourself. It's got the video slot as well, the ECS video slot adapter, a video slot ribbon, and a manual. It's also got a warranty as well, and that's really, really nice that it comes with a warranty, and it's all CE compliant and everything. So thank you there, Mr. Lucas, thank you so much. That complex, I need to get into that. And then updating the firmware and the jumpers and headers. So you got the JTAG there as well, in case you need to do any JTAG flashing. Or let me move that actually, sorry. I have JTAG there in case you need to do any like JTAG flashing or anything like that. There's a boot from the micro SD card, so I guess you can change that and play with that. There's some audio filters, turning them on and off, expansions as well. which might be used later, which is pretty awesome. So let's get into the peanuts. More peanuts, yes. There's peanuts, but there's no Charlie Brown. Oh, here we go. Oh, and there's something else here. This is very nicely packaged, though. You know, there'd been no damage to this item at all. Even if you had Yodel and they chucked it in a fence or something like that, which Yodel tend to do quite a bit. So, let's have a little look at what we have here. I'm guessing this is like the metal bracket, or I'm not sure. Okay. So, this is interesting. Not quite sure what that is, but I guess it's on my little list, so let's have a look. And let me focus the camera, because you want to actually see that. There we go. So this one is the ECS and AGA video slot adapter. And it looks really nice on the blue PCB as well. And it comes with your cable. And here is the card itself. Oh. Been waiting for a long time for this, and it's great to have a new Amiga 4000 card. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Oh, look at this. And it's a long one, you see, which is really nice. Comes with the metal bracket built on. Let me focus the camera again. There you go. So let's try and see what we've got on this board. And that looks pretty awesome because it's like a long one. Now, what do we have here? On the back, oh, this is beautiful to see on a 4000. On the back, we have HDMI, Ethernet, USB, and the micro SD with the firmware. Oh, sorry. Micro SD with the firmware already on it. And that metal bracket is just attached on with 2 screws, and it looks very nice. So what else do we have here? I'm guessing this is your interface to go maybe onto the other Zorros or for the AGA ECS stuff. This is that expansion. The expansion that they were talking about. Let me just move my mic. This to me looks like it would be the ARM processor. And then there's a few switches up here as well. I'm guessing this is the RAM down at the bottom. If any of you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, please let me know. But the length of it is really good for the Amiga 4000. And then let's look at the back. It just seems to be very nicely, neatly built. So I'm very excited to have this and get this working, guys. So if you have any questions or anything, please let me know. Unsheath it, Ravi. Now this looks pretty cool actually, because you can see here that the actual ARM chip is a. Let me just focus it. Yeah, we can see that the ARM here is actually put on this little raised board. So I guess in the future you can just take that off and replace it with another ARM CPU, I'm hoping. Haha, yes, the Amiga is catching up with the raw power of the Acorn Archimedes, indeed. But we can have a little closer look, so I'm going to do some zoom in on the actual ARM CPU for you guys. So there you go. It's very interesting. I was wondering how this RAM's going to work on there, because they were saying that there's maybe a future feature of how the RAM's going to work. The cable, let's look at. Yeah, it's about 10 centimeters. You're right, and that would probably go into there, but we'll need to find pin 1. There we go. And I guess this is for the rest of the Zorro then. So you'd kind of put it in like that to make the complete long board, because a lot of the modern Amiga boards just contain this section, like the big RAM and stuff like that. So having that extra bit probably provides extra functionality. I'm not quite sure, but it is good to have this all in one big box Amiga card. Ah yes, so yeah, this is for the Amiga 4. Okay, let's put it into the 4000 so you guys can actually see it sat in an Amiga. Now I'm not going to start it up because this Amiga needs repairing, but let's put it in. That'll be fun. So this is my Amiga 4000, the old beast here. Now I'm going to try and take this monitor off. Whoa, heavy monitor. Yeah, you see I love the old CRTs, so that's, I've actually got screws on the back. Now a lot of people don't have screws on the back. And as you can see, this 4000 is a bit of a wreck. So so what I have in here is I have, as you can see, my bust mouse port, which Retro Man Cave is going to do because it's not good. That's very wiggly and it's very intermittent. And I have here, of course, glue gun bits holding in the RAM socket. So that's going to get sorted next week when I go to Retro Man Caves. I've got a conversion here, which is a micro ATX put into the original A4000 PSU kind of housing, so it just fits in nicely. Then I put a brand new fan under here the right way round as well, because I think Commodore actually put them the wrong way round. So I've also got a little audio mixer here. Now let's see, this card is going to pretty much fit in there. This is going to be hard to do. I've got like a load of cables that I'm going to try and get around, but let's see. So I guess this can go onto any of the Zorro slots, right? Or is it just for the bottom one? I think it's probably just for the bottom one because of RTG, which is usually where you have the video cards. So I'll just wait for someone in chat to actually tell me I'm doing it correctly before I plug in the thing and basically ruin it. So let's yeah, the video one. Thank you, Anthony. By the way, love your stuff. That's pretty interesting as well. So it goes up to one end. It doesn't fully go to the other side, and the Amiga kind of 4000s do that. The video toaster ones. So, as you can probably see there, I'm just putting in this first section. I'm just gonna there we go. So that bit's in. Sorry if you're just seeing my hands. I'll try and do this. It's quite tight. It's quite tight with these Amigas, I'm afraid. So what's happening is I just need to push the end clip, so that's basically not slotting into the 4000 bit yet. So there we go, that's in now. This is where I struggle, not trying to force it. So Charles, you say, what does this card do? Well, this card does everything. It's Ethernet. It's got extra RAM on it. It's a flicker fixer. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, I would usually do this in one go, guys, but I'm like facing a camera upside down trying to put something in a 4000, which is probably one of the hardest Amiga installations I've done. It's nothing to do with the card. The card fits beautifully. It's to do with my vision at the moment and trying to not block your view. There we go. Right, so just gonna get it into the daughter board. Okay, that dropped down there. And it always requires a bit of force, and I just want to try and see when I can put the pressure on. Come on. Close. What I might do is I'm going to loosen the daughter board and then put it in and then tighten up the daughter board, and that may help actually. So let me get some screwdrivers. God, I'm so ill prepared for this. I can imagine, yeah, the Amiga 3000 will be a lot more fiddly because it's a lot tighter in there, isn't it? Oh yeah, Anthony, totally. It's always rough to install things. I remember installing the video toaster motherboard, the 4000 one, and that was absolutely huge. Right, I'm just going to run and grab a screwdriver, so we'll do this properly. I'll be back in a sec. Mr. Screwdriver. Mr. Screwdriver. Okay, I've got this weird screwdriver thing, so let me give it a go with that. Maybe a bit bigger. Or we could even try the cross one. No, let's try the other one on that. I also use random screws on my 4000, which I'm not sure is amazingly good. Maybe this will give a lot more flex to the daughter board. How did you know that my my screwdrivers were from Poundland? Right. So here's the daughter board, the waggly daughter board. And let me just climb over this cable so I don't kill myself. So what I do is with the left hand and push back it into the slot. Ah, okay. So left hand you plus it into the slot, and then right you kind of pull the bracket. Okay, let's try that. For the man himself, Lucas. Okay, I see what you mean. So let's get this one in here. Oh, very close, nearly. Pretty tight, guys. There we go. Coming on that bit. Now, sorry, you may just be seeing the back of my head or my my ugly scar from when I crashed my bike. Okay, I've got it in on this side, which is good. So I just need to get the bracket to slot into the top bit and just give it a yank like that. Now, just need to make sure that this bit slots into the bracket at the back. There we go. Now remember, you do have to give it a little squeeze, folks. And it popped out again. So, Lucas, if you confirm, this needs to be all the way in, right? Make sure it's not touching your ram's bottom. Okay. I shall put some isolating stuff in between just to stop that. This is quite good actually, having you guys in the chat, because you're giving me tips. Usually I'd wreck the Amiga. Wreck whatever new piece of hardware I got. Right. There we go. Yeah. Excellent. So that is now installed, folks. So I can remove the paper. Look at that, doesn't that look beautiful? And then having these ports at the back, HDMI, the Ethernet, the USB, it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to have a USB hub on there and see what it does. So, I can also put this back now. Get our straightness in there. So that's it. So if you guys have any questions about this card, what I'm going to do later on is I'm getting my Amiga 4000 repaired. So I'm getting my, as you can see, my dodgy mouse port, which is moving far too much, and my glue gunned RAM. I'm getting that fixed by Retro Man Cave next week. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep you... Oh, okay. Should I keep the paper? Yeah, actually, because I'm going to take it off in the future, so I might as well put the anti-static underneath. Good point, lads. Good point. And then I could just do that, because we're going to take it out later. I'm not going to switch it on because the Amiga 4000 is broken, guys. So once I get it fully repaired, next week I will turn it on. And then I will do a full review where I'll look at like every feature of it. I'll look at some of the examples of it using the ARM processor and stuff like that. So check out Retro Man Cave's video next week. Yeah, there will be a video. I'll be filming with him on Friday, and I'm taking this bad boy up, and we're going to do an Amiga 4000 special, and we'll also, of course, talk about the new cards. So, should be good, and a lot of exposure for you guys. So, thank you so much for MNT for creating this. Thanks so much for watching this quick little kind of installation stream, and there will be the big review coming up soon. Cheers, folks. Bye.